Hi everybody, it is April and I'm in my craft room, and today I've got a question for you. Do you ever feel like a creative zombie? Like you just can't come up with anything? Or even worse, you have so many ideas and you just don't know which one to do first. You are on creativity overload. You've been watching those YouTube videos. You want to make a quilt like she did. You want to make a scarf like she did. You want to just do it all. And then when you try to figure out exactly which one you want to work on, you're like, I just don't even know. I have a solution. It's called a fabric panel. So today I'm going to continue my series on fabric panels. Now this one is a tough one because this panel is wide and not long. So these guys are a little harder, not impossible, just a little different to deal with, because instead of being able to add a border all the way around like I did with the skinny long panel, this guy's pretty wide already. So we're going to add to the top and the bottom, and then to finish it off we'll add a border to the side. Now, how I'm going to do that is with a jelly roll race concept. I have these strips, 2.5-inch strips. There are 40 of them. I'm not going to put the same colors together. Let me show you. All right, let's open this bad boy up. I don't want black next to black or purple next to purple. So I'm going to take a black and then a green and then an orange and then a purple. And I'm going to continue splitting these up just like that. Now, does this mean those same colors will never touch? No, because in a jelly roll race, they're going to touch. I don't know if you're familiar with a jelly roll race or not, but that is essentially what we're doing here. And I'm going to start with green and purple. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole jelly roll race. Here you can see where I have sewn my strips wrong sides together and different distances away from the edge of the end of the fabric, and that is what I'm going to fray. Because a mummy or a zombie, they don't have nice, neat fabric or bandages or whatever you want to call it, and that's kind of the effect that I wanted this to have. So let me finish the rest of this jelly roll, and it really shouldn't take too long because a jelly roll race is supposed to be really fast. I've made the executive decision that I'm going to snip the fabric while it is like this. Number one, it's going to make it easier to put the two rows together. And number two, if I make a mistake and I go too far and snip into the seam, like I almost did right there, I can go ahead and take care of that now. I don't have to worry that the quilt has already been semi put together, my rows are together. I won't have to tear out any stitches. I can just run a quick stitch over that seam. It's like one of the quilts that you put together and then snip the edges and they fray. And I will come up with the name of it eventually. So here I have sewn all of my strips together. Now what you're supposed to do is take the two ends and put the right sides together. And then sew all the way. Now, yeah, so let's go do that.
Hey kid, nice costume. Wanna know what I am? Well, I'm a pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern. I'm a spooky witch and a scary monster. Not a kooky clown or a giant lobster. I'm super orange and very scary, but smooth as silk and never hairy. I'll scare your sister, I'll scare your friends, but as for you, well, that depends. 'Cause I'm a...
Here is my jelly roll race. Now, let's hang this up. I couldn't hang this straight to save my witchy life. Oh well. Anywho, you get the idea. Let's look at this right here. So if you look at it sideways, I kind of like it. Whether or not I put the jelly roll race with the strips facing this way or this way, I need to trim my panel. I think I like the strips up and down better than going across. But let me trim that so that I have half and half, and let's just see what it looks like. I'll be right back. All right, I've split it in half. Oops, except for that little bitty piece. And that little bitty piece. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, I've run into a slight dilemma, but I think I have a solution. I don't think I need all of these strips on the top and the bottom. I am going to frame a portion of this in a color. I haven't decided what color. And then frame this, and if I choose to cut the jelly roll race to make it smaller this way, I could use that for the border all the way around. I am going to double dip. So I've got what I planned on using on the panel quilt that I'm working on. It turns out that the panel that my granddaughter wants is also one that's wide and not long. So, you know, they're cousins. They are going to be similar, but different. So what I'm going to do with this panel is, instead of put the jelly roll race on top, I'm going to put it on the bottom. And I've gotten them close as far as width, but I want to make sure that they are the same. And I'm going to trim off whatever I need to. Because, you know, sometimes my measurements, yeah, they're not that great. All right. And sometimes quilts aren't that straight. Not quilts. Haha. Sometimes panels aren't perfectly straight. So I can see, and it may be my jelly roll race isn't straight, but I'm going to go ahead and trim just to get this even. Dodge all my Halloween decorations. All right. So here I have the jelly roll race. This is going to go on the bottom of Kylie's quilt. I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a border around both. Do I want the same color, the black? Do I want a different color? I'm thinking black's going to look the best. I am working on both sides of my design wall. So here I've cut what was left over from my jelly roll race and put it here as a border. Now I do have other options, but I didn't like them. So let's hold this up. You all might disagree with my choice, but this was an option. I like the black cats, but I don't like it as a border for this. And then I have bats. But again, when I put this strip up, for some reason that was what I liked. So what I'm going to do is I have enough of these strips that I'm going to make the border all the way around. And then my binding will probably be black. So that will be this quilt. Now, this panel, which I showed you earlier, let me zoom in on it a little. All right, so this is the cute dog panel where the dogs are dressed up for Halloween. And this is the panel that my granddaughter wanted. Well, I thought that was so cute on the other one with the jelly roll race. They're cousins. Why not use what I've already put together? This panel also was wide and skinny. And so what I did is instead of using the strips going up and down, I used the strips going side to side. Now I still have these little pieces where I've clipped like a rag quilt, and I considered using something different than the black for the border, but the black, it just sets it off. So on that quilt, the panel is on the bottom. On this quilt, the panel's on the top. So they're similar but different. And I don't think the girls are going to care. Now, I did consider using the jelly roll race strips, and I think I have enough. However, my granddaughter wanted this fabric specifically on her quilt. And it's kind of a batik. It's not really a batik because it's regular, but it's the spider webs with the different, they're tie-dye spider webs, and she likes them. So this is what I'm going to use as the border all the way around that. So all I need to do is add these borders, and I've got 2 quilts ready to put together. My quilt tops are complete. I have 2 quilts using the same type of design, but they're not exactly the same. This quilt features my, and I have to come up with a good name for it, mummy strips, zombie strips, but it's the jelly roll race, jelly strip grunge, I don't know. Eventually, maybe I'll come up with a good name for it. But it's the jelly roll where you sew the wrong sides together, and then this will kind of fringe up, so it gives it a little extra character. And then the panel on this one is at the bottom instead of at the top. And I also cut the jelly roll strips into kind of like piano keys, and then used that as a border all the way around the quilt. Now the second quilt is a little different, but similar. This one features a spider web fabric, which my granddaughter wanted added. So what I did is when I sewed the borders together, I also sewed those right side together, sewed those right side. Those are sewn right sides together, and I snipped so that when I wash it, there will be fringing along the border of her quilt. I put her panel at the top, and I put the jelly roll race at the bottom and it's going long ways instead of up and down. There you go. 2 ways that you can take a panel that's with the fabric wide, add something to it, and you could make it bigger, but because these are for 7-year-olds, I didn't see the need to make them any bigger. I'm going to call it the Jelly Roll Grunge. I think I'll use Jelly Roll Grunge again. Maybe I'll cut up my jelly rolls more. I don't know, but I think this is going to give this quilt some extra flair. Thank you, Carol, for sending me the wall hangings made out of panels. I loved the way they look. It was a great idea, and I think I'm going to have to copy you. Thank you, someone, for sending me coffee. I don't know who someone is, but I'm sure that someone knows who someone is. I appreciate it. Jana, you are inspiring. I hope I said your name correctly. I love all the pictures of the quilts that you've done. You and I have the same taste in fabric and design. Is that your daughter that is in one of the pictures with the quilts? She's a cutie. And I think you kind of read my mind, or maybe I read your mind, because you used a jelly roll race in that one quilt, and I just did the same thing. Melissa, you have pets, and pets are high maintenance. I know you don't have all those other distractions, but yeah, pets. This one right here is giving me a little trouble right now. I'm glad you still like panels. Vicki, congratulations for using a panel for the first time. You're going to be hooked. Debbie, I will do a tutorial on the wonky log cabin ruler. I haven't done that yet, but I do need to use it. I think it would be really cool to use with Christmas fabric, and you know that's coming here really quick. So I will put that on my list. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch my video. I very much appreciate you all. Have a great day, eat some chocolate, and be kind to everyone. Until next time, bye.
Pom 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 pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern. I'm a spooky witch and a scary monster, not a kooky clown or a giant lobster. Pom 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 pumpkin. I'm a pom 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 pumpkin. I'm a pom 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 pumpkin. I'm a pom pum. Well, I'm a pom 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 pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern. I'm a spooky witch and a scary monster, not a kooky clown or a giant lobster. I'm super orange and very scary, but smooth as silk and never hairy. I'll scare your sister, I'll scare your friends, but as for you, well, that depends. Well, I'm a pom pom pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern.
I'm having the hardest time explaining this, and I don't know why. Cut up. Blah, 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 blah. Together. Can't talk. Because she's in the quilt. And I don't even remember what I'm supposed to say. Have a great day. Eat some chocolate. Be kind to everyone. How can I forget my catchphrase?